Good morning, friends. We just pulled into a rest stop to use the restroom and to make some coffee with my AeroPress. I made one for now and one for later. And we are continuing on to our destination today, Little PD State Park in South Carolina. I'm gonna be on the lake. From what I've seen so far, it looks like it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous site, and I'm looking forward to the next 24 hours of total relaxation with a gorgeous view and enjoying my setup. So I'll see you when we get there. You guys, I suck. It was such a pretty drive the last, I don't know, probably 15-20 minutes at least, but I didn't have my phone on the dash mount because it's so sunny, so I wasn't filming any of it until now, since I'm getting close to Little PD State Park. Initially I was supposed to be camping here Friday and Saturday night. Side note, on my way home from Assateague Island, which I'm sure you've heard me complain about by now. But I think I'm only going to be staying Friday night and leaving before Saturday night, and I'll explain that when I get to camp some. So, yeah, anyways, just wanted to check in with you and let you know that we are almost to camp, and I can't wait to show you my site. Although we are 4 hours early, so we'll probably be exploring the park before we head to camp.
Continue on Park Access Road for 1 mile.
Okie dokie, Greta. I sure hope I have some shade in my site that I can hide Tara under, or else this is going to get quite toasty before the sun goes down. It's really quite beautiful so far back here. You know me and trees, and it's very shady and tree-y. Yes, I said tree-y. I can imagine there's a lot of deer back here first thing in the morning, or before the sun goes down. Looks like we just passed one of the trails. Definitely eager to get a trail map. Okay, so here's the plan, guys. I talked to the ranger or the park office worker, and he said that I just go straight to my site at 2 p.m. So until then, we're just gonna explore some trails, probably have a picnic lunch. We're gonna do the Beaver Pond Trail now. So enjoy this quick little hike. All right, we're leaving Tara in as much shade as possible, and as much as I want to bring my coffee instead, we are bringing water because it's already 90 degrees outside, so hopefully there's a lot of shade on this trail. There's definitely a lot of birds, definitely a lot of shade, a lot of humidity, and a lot of heat. and a lot of bugs, but it's really pretty. Whew, y'all, I got sweaty. That wasn't even that long of a hike. I did see a deer far off that ran away from me. Lots of birds. Didn't want their photos taken yet though. Got about 2.5-ish hours before I can pull into my site and get set up there. So I think I'm gonna check out past the campground or past the park office. It said there was Lake Norton and I think like a boat ramp and stuff. So maybe probably a picnic area. So I figure it might be good to check that out. Don't mind my garbage here. I just have this, there's a little bit of water and some toothpaste that I spit out and a little bit of coffee that I rinsed out of my cup in there, so I didn't want it to tip over and I didn't want to waste one of my cup holders. The more you know. You probably didn't want to know that though. All I can say is thank goodness for AC, because my goodness. Okay, let's go check out the rest of the park and stall before lunch and checking in. I will say though, ever since I've started using the front window shade and the rear window shade, and then I always keep the third row WeatherTechs in, I notice such a huge difference. It's still hot when I get in the car, but it's not as hot, and it cools down so much faster. I'm already cool in here, and it's only been running for a couple minutes. So definitely, if you don't already, use your window shades. Even when you're not parked or camping, like overnight, just use them during the day. If you're gonna be anywhere in the sun, trust me. Oh, that didn't take long. Oh yeah, there's a pretty little picnic area. Maybe I'll have lunch there. It's so pretty back here. There's, I'm guessing, some restrooms and picnic tables. We're gonna take that bridge in a little bit, but I think it's a little loop path that goes all the way around this lake right here. And then of course here's the playground. All right, Tara, bye for now. It's definitely better in the shade. Oh, there's the park office just right up there. Hey, I didn't think I would see petrified wood here. What a coincidence, since I just posted my Petrified Forest National Park video, which, if you haven't seen yet, you should definitely check out. It's such a cool place. I bet this is so nice. First thing in the morning or in the evening, or basically when it's not 100 degrees out. We're gonna scorch ourselves here on the dock for a sec anyways though. Okay, just checking in. It's about an hour before I can go to my site, and right now I'm parked in a semi-shady spot I was able to find off by myself. I've got my window screens on the front two windows. Hopefully it's not too loud because I have my fan, my big fan blowing right here, and my little fan is, I think, just out of frame up here, blowing down on me as well. So I'm fairly comfortable at the moment. It says it's 88 in here, but with the fan right on me, it's not too terrible at the moment, especially with the airflow coming through. So if I get too hot, worst case scenario, I'll idle the car for just a few minutes to run the AC to get it a little colder in here again, since it cools off so quickly. But otherwise, I'm going to show you my site here in a second. By site, I just mean the spot that I'm getting ready to eat lunch at. I probably should have put my front window but I wanted to just be surrounded by trees. So as you can see, it's a pretty view for lunch, which is going to just be a exciting bagged salad like you've seen me before. And then once it's time to go to my site, I'm going to get all set up and show it to you, because well, if it's what it looked like online, it's going to be really worth it. So I will see you in a little bit. Hopefully I won't be melted by then, because your girl is sweating a bit. Okay, see you soon. Alright, we stalled enough. It's finally 2 o'clock, aka check-in time. So let's go check out our site. I hope it's everything I'm expecting it to be. I always try not to have expectations, but it didn't work this time. I've been really excited about this one. Not a bad view out the back of my campsite, wouldn't you say? Now let me show you how awesome the campsite itself is. Are you ready for this? I don't think you guys are ready for this. So there's nobody next to me at all until that picnic bench, and it doesn't look like anybody's even at that site. And then I have this whole view. My picnic bench. I've got my trash ready to go to the dumpster. I'm heating up my taco meat in my Hot Logic. The bathroom is just down that way. And then I have my very own steps leading to the lake. That's where I was walking earlier. Not such a bad little setup. I'll be honest with you guys, I was going to film a couple of videos when I got settled into camp, but I got my clam set up, and look at my view. So now instead I'm just sitting here with my camera waiting for birds to show up so that I can take photos of them. I'm drinking some Gatorade and being lazy with an ice pack on the back of my neck. See? Not bad. Please ignore the weird lighting in here right now. The sun is setting, I think, behind me, so it's all weird and halo-y. But my taco meat is about ready, and I am going to pop a few tortillas on top of the Tupperware inside the Hot Logic to warm them. And then I'm going to make some tacos, and I'm going to enjoy them while I look out at the lake, and then I am going to come back in here and start my nighttime routine and start to get settled for the night. Oops. So I will check back in with you in a little bit. I don't know if I will. I'm so hungry, I might just eat my tacos and check back in with you after that. But if I can be patient enough, maybe I'll join, or I'll have you guys join me for that process too. Oh, all right. Now that I have made my coffee, I'm feeling a little more human. I'm gonna finish going. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to shake you there. I'm gonna finish finish going through my morning routine and go get dressed and just kind of relax around camp. I was actually supposed to stay here another night, and I'll be honest, it's so beautiful, and I really think that I got the best campsite in the whole park, and I could just sit here all day and night, and in fact, that's what I did after I checked in yesterday, pretty much. But, story time real quick. So, it's always been on my bucket list to do the synchronous fireflies in the Great Smokies. Well, I say always, ever since I found out about it. And I know people that have been trying for years and years and years to win a lotto spot to go see them, or to score a campsite in the Elkmont Campground during the firefly time, which is normally sometime between mid-May to mid-June. And then they normally announce it earlier in the year for that particular season as to when the days are going to be. Anyways, I digress. So, Congaree National Park also has it. It's on a smaller scale since it's a much smaller park and it's not as well known. But they just enacted a lotto system a few years back similar to the Smokies one. So it's really hard to get in. They only allow 120 cars a night. They only do 3 nights, like 2 weekends in a row. And then the rest of the time during that month or so, you're not even allowed to enter the park after 4 p.m. They shut down the boardwalk. They shut down the firefly viewing area to help protect the habitat, to help protect the fireflies, and to minimize our impact on them. Well, the only other way, if you don't win the lotto, is to score a campsite. And so ever since I had to cancel my Assateague Island trip, I've been stalking the website for a campsite to come available. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Finally, one time I was refreshing and it went from none available to 1 available. So I snatched it up, $10. Of course, it's a primitive walk-in tent site, but that means I get to stay in there, participate in the firefly viewing. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So that's where I'm heading today and why I'm going to be leaving early. So I figure if I have to leave my most favorite campsite ever, that's a pretty good reason. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you that story really quick, and I'm hoping that I have a good follow-up video for you about it. But back to what I was saying. I wanted to take just a minute, if you've made it this far in the video, to address something I've gotten a couple of comments on. And we always say we're not going to let comments get to us and that we don't care what people think. And to the, for the most extent, I've done a pretty good job of trying to keep that mindset and getting better at caring less what people think about me. Well, I keep getting comments about my voice, how it's gravelly, how, oh my God, her voice, things like that. And it does kind of get to me because, well, I've never been a huge fan of hearing my own voice. Up until a couple of years ago, it did not sound like this. It gets worse when I'm tired. It gets worse when I've been talking for more than a few minutes at a time. In times of stress, which has been most of the time the past few months, which is probably why most of my more recent videos I sound a little froggier. But basically in 2019, I came down with a really bad case of what they finally diagnosed me as atypical pneumonia. However, I kept having weird symptoms after that resolved. Fast forward to early 2020, we all know what happened then, but right before that in February, I ended up getting diagnosed with thyroid cancer. as a result, I had my thyroid completely removed, and ever since then, my voice has not been the same. The surgeon did warn me that that could happen, that there's a small chance that my voice may never return to how it was before the surgery. But as it turns out, after having a follow-up scope last year, I do still have one paralyzed vocal cord. And as you can see, I've been talking a little while. It's getting a little worse. That's because it's a strain to only have the one working vocal cord trying to do double time. So I'm happy that I can at least talk. I know that it can get kind of hard to listen to and might be a little annoying, and so I do apologize for that part of it. But to be honest, part of the reason I waited so long to start my channel was because I was so self-conscious about my voice, and I hate having to film myself, but I'm working on that too. But I just figured, if my voice never sounds better, am I never going to start this channel? Am I never going to do what I want to do and share this content with you guys? And frankly, that didn't seem like a viable option for me. So here we are, Scuttle voice, Little Mermaid reference. I know I sound a bit like a seagull, even though there's really no such thing as a seagull, but that's a different topic. I know that it gets a little raspy. Anyways, that's where we're at. So with that being said, I am going to grab my clothes for the day. Since I already took down my window coverings, I am not going to put on a show for the campground, even though I'm mostly secluded. So I'm just going to walk over to the restroom, do that, and then I'm going to come back here. I like to brush my teeth in here. I don't know why. I just feel weird brushing when other people might be able to see me. That's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? But I have my little spit bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and get dressed, come back and brush my teeth, straighten up from last night, which shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes, and then just enjoy the time I have here until I head back to Congaree to see the fireflies, I hope. I just wanted to show you guys the little cabin that you can rent here as well. It's super cute. It's got a little fire pit overlooking the lake. All right, back to my van and time to leave. I have to be honest, I really am kind of sad about leaving this park, especially since I technically have it reserved tonight too. It feels weird to be driving away from my favorite campsite ever when I could stay one more night, but I am so excited to go to Congaree National Park and hopefully view the synchronous fireflies, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to camp inside the park during the firefly viewing event, so there's just no way I could pass it up. So with that being said, this time at Little PD Campground is wrapping up. I'm all packed up. We're ready to go, and hopefully on to a super cool adventure that I'll be sharing with you after this one. So as always, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.